Hey guys, so I just wanted to point out one crucial thing that's going to lead us, that's going to springboard us into Act Two, right? So from your reading, you know that John Proctor and Abigail were getting it on. They were doing the dirty. Actually, if we were to watch the entire movie in class, the very first thing in the movie is a PG-13 sex scene between Abigail and John Proctor. You see a butt. We're not going to watch it. I don't want to deal with that. But you do hear Abigail saying, like, who tried to drink a charm to kill Goody Proctor. They sacrificed an animal so that Satan would kill, or who Christians would think is Satan, would murder John Proctor's wife so that she could get that man, right? There's a couple reasons she would do this. One, John Proctor owns land and he is a farmer, which means you have a house that nobody can take away from you and you have food, right? Remember, this isn't a great place to live. It's a little scary. Like Abigail's parents died in a raid or in a conflict between the Puritans and Native Americans, right? That's why she's living at Reverend Paris's house. Second, this is the very last page of the chapter for me. For me, it's on page 48, but it's the very last thing in Act One. All right. Right after Hale gets Tituba to confess to something that Tituba did not do, right after that, right after Hale says, "Take courage, you must give us all their names. How can you bear to see this child suffering? Look at her, Tituba. Look at her God given innocence. Her soul is so tender. We must protect her. Tituba, the devil is out and preying on her like a beast upon the flesh of the pure lamb. God will bless you for her help." Right after that, Abigail rises, starting as though inspired, and cries out, right? So, right there, Abigail gets the idea from watching what happens to Tituba for how to kill Goody Proctor and how to get with John, right? She sees a way forward by using the same kind of, like, by basically using Hale's desire to do good and root out witchcraft and the community's fear of people who are different, right? So then she says, "I want to open myself," which means to be honest. "I want the light of God. I want the sweet love of Jesus. I danced for the devil. I saw him. I wrote in his book. I go back to Jesus. I kiss his hand." And then she starts listing names, which is exactly what Reverend Hale asked for. "I saw Sarah Good with the devil. I saw Goody Osborne with the devil. I saw Bridget Bishop with the devil." And as she's speaking, Betty rises from the bed, a fever in her eyes, and picks up the chant. And then Betty starts naming people. And then Paris starts to celebrate. And Hale says, "Glory to God, it is broken. They are free." And then Betty starts naming other people. And then Abby starts naming some other people. And Putnam says he'll call the marshal. And now we have ourselves a witch hunt, right? Because Abigail saw an opportunity to get what she wanted. So she's manipulating people because she wants to get that sweet, sweet John Proctor. She wants to be with the man she thinks she loves, and also because she sees a way forward, an advancement in life. It's easy to say like Abigail is a gold digger, right? It's easy to say that she's willing to throw people under the bus, but you have to think of it a little bit from her side, right? She was promised certain things by John Proctor because, like, it takes two to tango. It takes two people to make a baby. Um, you know, and yeah, that's what she's trying to do. But like it takes two people, I guess, to commit adultery. Okay. And John Proctor, like the act of sex is a commitment between both people. So this is something that Abigail does feel like she's entitled to because John Proctor broke his marriage vows for her. And that's not nothing. So, like, that's why John, in the essay on Proctor, it says he feels ashamed of himself because he knows he did not live up to those standards that, like, God has set for him that he does believe in. But at the same time, he doesn't want to go through the pain of that honesty and reconciliation with his wife would bring. We'll take a look at, like, John Proctor's marriage in Act Two, but I want you looking forward to that and, like, seeing why Abigail did what she did and how she came to it, right? Hale investigating Tituba was maybe a little racist, but in good faith. He was trying to be helpful and find witches and, like, save souls. But let's see what happens when, like, somebody takes that social contract and perverts it for their own ends. I'll see you guys next week or tomorrow, depending on whether you're